It looks like things have taken a dramatic turn behind the scenes at Buckingham Palace. Princess Anne revealed some shocking details about Camilla's actions within the royal family. Although Anne hasn't openly expressed her worries about Camilla, her recent behavior speaks volumes. To add to the mix, Princess Kate seems to share Anne's feelings. So, how did it all come to this? And what roles are Anne and Kate playing in this royal drama? Behind those grand palace doors, it's not all tea parties and fairy tales like the movies might suggest. Instead, it's a world of picture-perfect appearances, hidden rivalries, and quiet power struggles. Family loyalty often clashes with public duty, all while the royals face constant scrutiny from an unforgiving public. Now it seems Princess Anne is at odds with Queen Consort Camilla, and she's not holding back. Anne has reportedly made it clear that she doesn't think Camilla is fit to take on the role of Queen of the British monarchy. In fact, Anne has urged everyone to stop calling Camilla Queen altogether. Looks like this royal drama is far from over. Apparently, Princess Anne's strong feelings about Camilla go way back, and they're rooted in some pretty messy history. Anne reportedly believes Camilla's actions, including her alleged affair with King Charles while Lady Diana was still alive, make her unworthy of the Queen title. But is that the whole story? Or is this just another layer in the long history of royal scandals? Let's not forget, the British royal family has had its fair share of drama over the centuries. Think of King George IV's secret marriage to Maria Fitzherbert, or King Henry VIII's desperate quest for a male heir that led to the English Reformation and his 6 infamous marriages. Scandal isn't exactly new to the royals. It seems like skeletons in the closet are practically a family tradition. So, what makes Anne's opinion of Camilla stand out? Before diving deeper into that, let's take a step back and look at what life is really like for the British royals. Despite their polished public image, the royal family has always been a mix of power plays, hidden secrets, and inner tension. The fact that they manage to appear united, even when the cracks are obvious, is what keeps people so fascinated. The truth is, the current drama in the royal family didn't just spring up overnight. Generations of scandals, betrayals, and rivalries have shaped the family we see today. Now we're watching a new chapter unfold, and it's turning heads like never before. This time, the spotlight is on King Charles, Camilla, Princess Anne, Princess Kate, and pretty much the entire royal family. Every glance, every interaction, and every public moment is being dissected for clues about what's really going on behind the palace walls. Buckle up. This royal roller coaster isn't slowing down anytime soon. It's no surprise that the royal family is a constant source of gossip and intrigue. With all the alliances, grudges, and quiet power struggles going on behind closed doors, it's like a never-ending drama that keeps the public hooked. And trust me, the royals know just how fascinated people are by their every move. That's why they've spent years perfecting their polished, picture-perfect image. But let's not kid ourselves. What happens inside Buckingham Palace is far from flawless. The real cracks in the royal family's image became more obvious when Camilla stepped into the spotlight as Charles's queen consort. Her controversial role didn't just divide public opinion. It stirred up tension within the family itself. And that resentment? It's exactly what we're diving into now. Throw Harry and Meghan into the mix, and things get even messier. Their exit from royal duties and their no-holds-barred interviews have only added fuel to the public's obsession. Every time they share their side of the story, the royals' carefully crafted image takes another hit. Even so, the family somehow manages to keep up appearances, but only just. Conflict isn't new to the royal family. It's practically part of their tradition. But what's happening now isn't your typical royal spat or behind-the-scenes disagreement. This time it feels bigger, deeper, and far more explosive. It's not just another chapter in the royal saga. It's the kind of drama that could change everything. Stay tuned, because the palace walls may not be able to hide this one for much longer. At the heart of all this royal drama is Princess Anne, who's reportedly dropped a bombshell about Camilla. According to Anne, Camilla poses a serious threat to the stability of the monarchy. This revelation has sent shockwaves through the palace and even led to a decision to remove Camilla from the royal family altogether. It's safe to say Buckingham Palace is in full-blown crisis mode right now, and with so many twists and turns, it's hard for even the most dedicated royal watchers to keep up. What's clear, though, is that a lot of royals don't seem to fully accept or respect Camilla's role as queen consort. Surprising? Not really, especially considering how she ended up in that position. What's more shocking is how deeply this feud has escalated, and how Princess Anne and Princess Kate have found themselves in the thick of it. Historically, both Anne and Kate have been seen as steady, duty-focused members of the royal family. Anne is often praised for her tireless dedication to her royal duties, while Kate is known for her calm, uncontroversial presence. She typically stays out of the spotlight unless it's for a royal event or one of her many charity initiatives. So how did these two end up involved in such a major shakeup concerning Camilla's future in the palace? That's the million-pound question. While Anne's outspoken nature and strong opinions are no secret, Kate's involvement adds a surprising twist, especially since she's usually seen as the family's peacekeeper. Whatever their roles, one thing is for sure, this isn't your typical royal drama. The stakes are high, and the fallout could reshape the monarchy as we know it. Get ready, because this is where things really heat up. The British royal family has always walked a fine line between age-old traditions and the demands of a modern world. Tradition is the backbone of the monarchy. Duty, service, family unity, privacy, and above all, the unbroken link to centuries of royal heritage. These rituals and customs aren't just for show. They're the glue that ties the present-day royals to their legendary predecessors. They symbolize continuity and legitimacy. Now imagine what happens when these traditions are challenged or worse, ignored. Chaos, right? That's exactly what seems to be unraveling in Buckingham Palace. The delicate balance of tradition and modernity is teetering, and it looks like things have finally hit a breaking point. One example that sent shockwaves through the royal circle happened in the not-so-distant past. Picture this. During an official gathering, Kate appeared to intentionally skip bowing to Camilla. Yes, a simple act or lack of one sparked a frenzy of whispers, side glances, and awkward tension among the royals. What might seem trivial to outsiders was anything but to those steeped in palace protocol. This wasn't just a small breach of etiquette. It was a bold statement, or at least that's how it was perceived. So why was this bow, or lack thereof, such a big deal? In royal circles, these gestures are more than just politeness. They're a public acknowledgement of rank, respect, and hierarchy. For Kate to skip bowing was seen as a breach of tradition and perhaps a deliberate message. It hinted at deeper tensions within the family and sent ripples through the palace. The incident not only highlighted the crumbling adherence to age-old customs, but also revealed a growing divide between tradition and personal feelings. And that's just the beginning. The clash between old and new, loyalty and resentment, is what's driving the current storm in the monarchy. If you thought things were complicated before, just wait. This is only the tip of the iceberg. It all circles back to tradition. In royal circles, bowing or curtsying isn't just a polite gesture. It's a symbol of respect, duty, and most importantly, hierarchy. It's a way to visually confirm who ranks where in the royal pecking order. By this logic, Camilla as queen consort ranks above Princess Kate, meaning Kate was expected to bow upon meeting Camilla and again upon their parting. But that's not what happened. Instead of a proper bow, Kate simply gave Camilla a subtle nod when they met. To outsiders, it might seem like a small, almost forgettable moment. But in the world of the British monarchy, where every move is loaded with meaning, this was a significant breach of protocol. And here's the thing. This wasn't a rookie mistake. Kate, as the Princess of Wales and Duchess of Cambridge, is no stranger to royal traditions. She's had years of exposure to the rules, whether at public events or within the family's private gatherings. By now, she's more than familiar with what's expected. So, for her to skip this important gesture wasn't a matter of ignorance, it was a deliberate choice. This one act, subtle as it may have seemed, sent a powerful message. To both the family and the public, it suggested that Kate does not fully acknowledge or approve of Camilla's position as queen consort. In the tightly managed world of royal appearances, where every nod, bow, and glance is scrutinized, Kate's move was nothing short of bold. To many, this action was a quiet rebellion, a way of drawing a line without saying a word. But in the palace, where tradition is the bedrock of everything, it was seen as a challenge to the system itself. Whether intentional or not, Kate's gesture revealed cracks in the unity the royals work so hard to project. And those cracks? They're getting harder to ignore. It's hard not to wonder how different things might have been if Lady Diana had become queen consort instead of Camilla. Diana was adored by both the public and many within the royal family, and her presence likely would have fostered a stronger sense of unity. With her as queen, it's possible there would be far less tension within Buckingham Palace. Even the dynamics between the princes might have been smoother. Maybe Prince Harry wouldn't have left royal duties, and the constant conflicts between him and Prince William could have been avoided. If Princess Kate was reflecting on this what-if scenario, it might explain why she acted the way she did toward Camilla. However, let's not forget that Kate has an important role to play. As the future queen consort, when Prince William becomes king, she's already seen as a symbol of duty and grace. This means her actions set a precedent for those who will follow her in the line of succession. That's why it's critical for her to put personal feelings aside when it comes to royal duties. Whether or not Kate personally approves of Camilla's role, maintaining tradition and ensuring harmony within the royal family is a huge part of her responsibilities. A slip, even as small as skipping a bow, can send shockwaves through the family and to the public. But let's be honest, there's always a chance that this wasn't about making a statement at all. Maybe Kate simply chose not to bow, knowing full well the implications. Whether it was a calculated move or a spur-of-the-moment decision, the consequences are undeniable. In a family where every action is magnified, even subtle gestures carry immense weight. Whatever the reason behind her choice, it's clear that this moment has only fueled the ongoing tension at the palace. It's no secret that the monarchy has been undergoing a significant transformation, especially under King Charles's leadership. The aim? To modernize the institution while staying true to the core values that define the British monarchy: duty, service, tradition, and unity. This balancing act means re-evaluating long-standing practices, with some being reshaped or even discarded to fit the demands of the 21st century. One tradition potentially on the chopping block is bowing. While still significant, some wonder if its importance will fade as the monarchy adapts to a more contemporary way of operating. Kate's choice not to bow to Camilla could be seen as a reflection of this shift. Whether intentional or not, it sparked a fascinating debate both inside and outside the palace. For some members of the public, this moment felt like a breath of fresh air. In an era where the royals are expected to adapt to modern values, seeing one of them step outside the bounds of rigid protocol resonates. It shows individuality, proof that not every royal is a puppet blindly following centuries-old rules. To these observers, Kate's subtle rebellion makes her more relatable and human, qualities they admire in a world often dominated by polished perfection. But it's not all applause and approval. Many still hold deep respect for the traditions and structures that define the monarchy. For them, gestures like bowing aren't just about formality. They symbolize respect, hierarchy, and continuity. To see these rituals potentially cast aside can feel like a loss of the very essence of what makes the royal family unique. This divide in opinion highlights the challenge the monarchy faces in its evolution. How do they remain relevant in today's world without losing the traditions that have sustained them for centuries? Kate's moment with Camilla is just one small piece of a much bigger puzzle, but it perfectly captures the tension between the old and the new. Curtsying isn't just a nod to one individual's status, it's about upholding centuries of royal tradition. For many, these gestures aren't optional but integral to preserving the monarchy's unique identity. No member of the royal family, regardless of rank or influence, is seen as being above these deeply ingrained practices. In fact, as their roles grow more prominent, royals are expected to set an even higher standard when it comes to adhering to protocol. However, the ongoing tension between Princess Kate and Queen Consort Camilla suggests this isn't simply a matter of etiquette. It's a glimpse into how the monarchy itself might shift in the coming years. As the younger generation rises within the institution, subtle changes are already underway. How quickly these changes take hold will largely depend on how well they are received by both the royal family and the public. Amid all this, Princess Anne has made her feelings toward Camilla clear, reportedly showing strong disapproval of the Queen Consort. Her dissatisfaction became evident after a revealing statement she made, one that not only caught the attention of King Charles, but also stirred the public. While Anne's intention may have been to encourage the monarch to rein Camilla in, the outcome appears to have gone further than she anticipated. With some speculating, it led to discussions about Camilla's removal from the royal fold. So, what exactly triggered Princess Anne's discontent? And what actions on Camilla's part led to such serious consequences? The answers are tangled in a web of royal drama that seems to deepen with every twist. As we uncover more of the details, it's clear this isn't just a passing squabble. It's a pivotal moment in the monarchy's ongoing evolution. Keep watching, as the story only gets more intriguing from here. When it comes to the dynamics at Buckingham Palace, it's pretty clear that Camilla and Princess Anne are far from best friends. In fact, the relationship between them seems pretty strained. Princess Anne's no-nonsense attitude and unwavering commitment to her royal duties often make it hard for her to form close relationships within the family. Her dedication and principled nature have earned her respect, but they also make her somewhat of a lone figure in the royal circle. While Anne has been highly respected for her devotion to duty, she's not one to shy away from conflict when it comes to protecting the monarchy. This has led her to take a hardline stance on anything she perceives as a threat to the royal family's stability. In her eyes, that threat has been Queen Consort Camilla. The real tipping point came after a confrontation between Anne and Camilla at the coronation dinner. The heated exchange between the two revealed just how much Camilla's influence had declined among the royals. Although we don't know the full extent of the tension leading up to that moment, it became increasingly clear that the cracks in the royal family were widening, especially as King Charles ascended the throne. At that time, Anne was in the process of preparing to embrace her role as one of the senior members of the family, but she was hardly keeping her concerns to herself. In fact, this confrontation only served to highlight the growing divide between her and Camilla, one that seems to have been building for a while, despite Anne's usual restraint when it comes to voicing her opinions. The fallout from this clash is still unfolding, but it's clear that the family's internal struggles are far from over. So, why exactly did Princess Anne confront Camilla? The reason boils down to a clash of values. Both women have very different ideas about what the monarchy should represent. Princess Anne has always been a staunch defender of tradition. She has no problem speaking up when she feels that royal values are being compromised. Growing up under the reign of her mother, Queen Elizabeth, Anne was deeply influenced by her mother's commitment to upholding these long-established values throughout her 7-decade reign. For Anne, the issue with Camilla goes beyond her past controversies, though that's a big part of it. It's also about how Camilla's path to becoming Queen Consort reflects a more modern and, in Anne's eyes, more relaxed approach to royal duties. Anne believes that this more casual attitude undermines the image of the monarchy that has been built over centuries. During the coronation dinner, Anne reportedly voiced her concerns directly to Camilla, expressing how the Queen Consort's elevated role might send the wrong message to the public. It wasn't just Camilla's past that troubled Anne, it was also the way she approached her duties. Anne feared that Camilla's modern, sometimes laid-back attitude towards her position could tarnish the monarchy's long-held traditions and values. To Anne, this wasn't just a personal issue. It was about preserving the very foundation of the royal family. The coronation itself was meant to be a grand moment of celebration and unity, but the tension in the air was anything but festive. While the ceremony should have been a joyous occasion, it only seemed to spotlight the deep discord that had been quietly simmering for quite some time. It became clear that Princess Anne's disapproval of Camilla went beyond just a conflict between tradition and modernity, like with Princess Kate. This issue was far more personal. For Anne, this wasn't just about preserving royal tradition. It was about the impact of Camilla's relationship with King Charles on their family dynamics. Anne has watched the unfolding of their marriage closely, and she believes that now, with Queen Elizabeth no longer around and Charles as king, it's her responsibility to protect the monarchy's core values and uphold the standards set by her late mother. She's not about to let anyone, especially Camilla, undermine that, even if it means standing in opposition to the new Queen Consort. In addition to preserving traditions, Anne is also keeping a very close eye on Camilla's growing influence over Charles. Thanks to her recent revelations, it's become clear just how much influence Camilla wields over the king. and Anne is determined to ensure that Charles's decisions reflect the needs of the monarchy rather than being shaped by self-interest. Anne is adamant that the monarchy's interests come first, and that nothing, not even the influence of the queen consort, should jeopardize that. The situation at Buckingham Palace has reached a breaking point, with Princess Anne firmly opposing Camilla's role as queen consort. Anne's refusal to acknowledge Camilla as queen and her outspoken support for upholding royal traditions have deepened the divide within the family. The media has painted Anne as the defender of royal integrity, while portraying Camilla as a disruptive force. Camilla's recent withdrawal from public duties, allegedly due to a chest infection, has sparked speculation that it could be a strategic move to distance herself from the fallout after her confrontation with Anne. If the monarchy decides to remove or reduce Camilla's influence, it would be seen as an effort to preserve the values that Princess Anne believes are essential to the royal family. Whether this would be the right decision depends on one's view of the monarchy's role in modern times. If Camilla were to step back, it would signal a commitment to tradition and a desire to maintain the legacy of the royal family, though it would likely be controversial.